Talk is cheap, real cheap, funked out deep. We're vibing high with a dreamer sleep. It's real, it's raw, it ain't discreet. Saturday soul with a side of heat. Cheap talk, street talk, downbeat, speak. This is our gospel every week. Say what we mean and mean what we be. Cheap talk is funkin' cheap.
Can't be cheap unless we charge your dreams. Words like feathers in a fan of steam. We're not buying lies, we're selling laughs. Trading time for soul.
Real Talk is Cheap, Season X, Episode 13. It's the last of the season now. There we are, quite late. I've been doing some rebuild.
No,
I'm going to try on my list of 5.
Just blame tweaking.
Nah, we can just blame fucking crazy trauma responses of humans if we want. Like, I've attempted my first list of 5 things. I want to do a list of 5, and I achieved the 5 things. So it took me a week of being brain damaged, trying to write a list of 5 things to do for myself. It took me a whole week to write the list of 5 things. I had to get quite drug fucked to even write a list of 5 things. That's how hard it was. So I managed to write the list of 5 things. In fact, last night while we were gaming, and then you were like, "I'm too exhausted, I got to go to bed."
On, mate.
And we were getting the sieve on. I actually spent an extra 45 minutes awake after you, like pretending to myself that I was achieving something, and I was going to write the 5th item on the list, right? And it took me 45 minutes of just being completely fucked out to not achieve that. And I was like, I'm not achieving this. That was pretty good. I tried.
That's pretty good.
I tried. And when I wake up this morning, I realised what the 5th thing was. Like, I'll just do that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Put it on the list.
So today I attempted to achieve the 5 things on the list, and I kind of achieved 3, but it broke me so hard to even attempt to achieve anything on the list psychologically that I ate all. So to attempt to go off to do what would we call it? Withdrawal management. Because I tried to do the weed on the Christmas Eve, on the New Year's Eve. So I know, of course, I've fallen. I had to go to a client the next day, smoke weed, and so then fuck. So I'm going to get back off. This is my minute.
All good.
It's all good.
Hiccup.
It's hard. It's a good challenge. This is me going to be like
Pepsi challenge.
So today, I bought all this sugar to use, and then I just couldn't. And then today, to do the list of 5, I actually I did the full combo. I got stoned and ate all the sugar.
Nice.
And then I set off my first attempt doing where I had set an RTF inside a folder, and I said to Codex, just look at the RTF and do everything for me. And that was so traumatizing that I was trying to actually to attempt to do this. People were saying, what the fuck how could that be traumatizing? Well, anyway, it was so difficult for me to accept and press the button and confirm me doing the action through even Codex that I got completely drug fucked on sugar and weed, and then passed out for 5 hours while Codex completed the task. And so I'm late for the cheap.
That's it.
But I managed to do 3 tasks out of the 5. That is the level of trauma related to fucking doing shit for myself and succeeding. How's that? Just trying to do 3. It took me a whole week to write a list of 5 tasks. Nearly. It was from Christmas, so it's pretty much it's a week. It was after Christmas. Christmas special is where I figured it out. But just over a week to write the list, and then
get it going,
and then completely fucked out to start the list. I haven't even completed the list. I did 3 things.
Still, that's better than nothing.
Oh man, it's a huge success. I'm impressed. Feel a bit sick, not that sick, but there's a lot of X sugar in my system now that's going to run through my
You're going to pay. You got to pay, boy. You got to pay. Be hard for that.
Whoa.
Sugar's going to teach you a good lesson.
Oh, it does, man. So that's it's funny to watch. And my goals this year are pretty tough on me. I'm going to try and use, I'm using a calendar. I'm going to write a list of 5, and I'm going to actually just
get organised, mate.
I'm going to expert level.
Finally got to that point where you're tired of seeing other people's success, and then
not about anyone else's. I don't actually give a fuck about other people's success.
No, but it's just
No, so it's not.
You got all the techniques, but you're just not using them for yourself.
No, it's my own fuck up. Other people can fight. I don't give a shit. Me? I can't do me. I got to try it.
You spent a long time perfecting those skills for others. Now just push it inwards back to yourself. That's right.
Do it for me. Come on, Si. Come on. It's wow.
We're
going to watch me over months the reality is that my list of 5 should be daily because they're not big things. Because I'm using AI and shit to complete big things. So
just start the day off with a punch in the face of motivation.
I know, right? I need
most important thing.
I've used the punch in the face
method. Down on yourself to get started.
I've done the full Fight Club method on which and people don't necessarily realize this about the movie. They think the average person, I'm sure, believes that the Fight Club method is punching up other people so someone beats you up.
No.
But if you realize what's really going on in that movie, it's beating yourself.
Yeah, that's the one. Tyler Durden, he was just beating himself.
And that's why everyone stood around just going, holy shit.
Gawking, just going, what? If this guy can beat himself up so efficiently.
To make him do it.
We're babies. We need to fight this dude to help him.
And I think that's not what's shown, is that basically what you had to do was bash yourself up. And that was how you got in, was by beating yourself to a pulp on the ground while you're making yourself a stop.
Is pulp, that's right.
Yeah, I did it with cigarettes,
Start with the ego.
With nicotine. I actually used the Fight Club method. That was back in was when I was living in Kangaroo Point, so like 2001 type thing. It was part of my removal of nicotine, my learnings. And I was standing there and I was like, this is hurting yourself, but it's hurting yourself in a deniable way. So if you want to hurt yourself, you may as well do it in an undeniable way. So every time I wanted a cigarette, I got the desire, like I would punch myself in the face as hard as I could, and then be like in pain, like
slam your fingers in a door or something.
Look at me, say, oh, did you like it? Did you like it? I went through all these phases then. Actually, it was quite interesting. I used the so I stopped purchasing. So when you stop purchasing, the next thing you do is you make excuses to go around to friends' places. The scabbing. So you use the scabbing method, right? And so you got to get
scab mode.
I'll just go around and visit blood baths, or something like that. And just go around and then just use their ashtray.
See the mates and just that's it. I don't mind if I just grab
the ashtray. So moving from
go.
full scabbing to just using their ashtray. So you're not using their actual supply. Yeah.
No.
And then I went to actually use
taking care of the discards. That's
discards, and then using the and then I went beyond that. I was like, no, I can't use my friends' discards. Like, I actually got to go around and see them as people. Like, I can't just be using them as fucking like ashtrays. So then I actually made it to a point where I was like, I'll only smoke a cigarette if I can find dumpers on the street. And that led to a very interesting journey.
Oh, that is challenging.
That is a challenge. Sometimes I'd have to walk half a day.
Car parks are good. Car parks are
You find the places, don't you? Car parks, DMVs, bus stops.
Out the front, just
out the front, basically, out the front.
Or round the corner, where you can't get seen by the camera.
Just
a big pile right there.
Yeah, that's where, you go and you find, you're going to find all the spots. There were sometimes I'd
become resourceful,
I would have to say, for example, like with the blood bath, like where I'd be off to work, and then I'd go, I really need one, and so I'd be looking at the bus stop, and I'd find one at the bus stop, and I'd buy it just for health reasons. Make sure you buy your own filters and papers, so that you can transfer. You don't want to help yourself.
Don't go the old taxi, bro. No, that's right. Sharing is not caring. Sharing is not caring.
So then, I I remember this one particular time I was working for the Sisters of Mercy, and so I find this really good dumper, and
big one.
I fucking roll this thing up. I'm there. Fucking look at me go. I've got a
too
whole
big
cigarette.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a joint.
Roger Miller style.
It was fully a joint, and I've just got completely baked.
Oh, someone dropped a fucking little stugger.
Yeah, because the transfer bus.
Stugger and you mistook it.
Yeah, because the transfer bus there was down at the big shops. Remember the local big shops, and so it was near a tavern. So someone's like come out the night before.
Couldn't get on the bus with a joint.
To chuck the joint. You know what I mean? And I've just turned up to work completely baked,
plowed.
I go to my boss, like we're literally it's a shirt and tie kind of environment, and I say, I just need to explain that I'm doing this thing where I'm only smoking dumpers, and they're just like, oh yeah, right, okay, that's trippy. And as you can see, the dumper I picked up this morning was actually a joint. I'm just letting you know that I'm stoned as fuck at work. It wasn't my intention. I was like, just being totally honest, this is completely accidental. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the filing cabinets, and I'm going to make use of this, and just get super focused, and I'm just going to do a rebuild on this other thing.
Clean up, that's it.
I just laughed at this, and go on, fucking do that. Yeah. So
I think to himself, a lucky bastard,
Well, thankfully at that time it was a manager who could deal with me saying that. Like, yeah. So that's my goals this year. Is like in a sense is basically around becoming a master. Like I'm good at like other withdrawals. Like I can do like coke or whatever, and I can deal with the withdrawal, or I can drink alcohol and then just deal with the withdrawal, which isn't very big. I'm not trying to say.
Well, if you're not abusing it, then it doesn't end up being a withdrawal issue.
Well, I've done a lot of them in a good way, but the thing with marijuana is that it actually is the one primary drug that really pre-exists in my brain before I was like 20 or whatever. It's like really came in early. I was like a 10-year-old. It's quite unfortunately like it's a little bit too woven in. It links to like when there was kind of good times, because it was like when my mother was stoned, it was kind of happy fun times. Yeah. So emotional happy, like if I'm in an emotional difficult space, then it's a thing to go to, because it has the childhood memories of the emotional happy space.
Connections, yeah.
But I need to be able to break that withdrawal. It's like it's pretty weak. It gives you a bit of a headache. It gives me a headache. Clearly, but like I'm hungover for a day max, and then like but it's a usual 3-day thing. But then I got to bust out and become a master of this particular withdrawal. So I can just be I could smoke on a cheap or whatever, and then then that's it, and it doesn't bother me.
That's it for a whole 6 days or so.
Yeah. It's like it's not or whatever, or I recognise that I'm something or other, and I can start or stop and not like fall back in. And but yeah, that and
stuck in them old traps, mate.
Stuck in those old traps, and then the calendar and the list of 5, mate. That's enough for a whole year. I'll bring me to sweats all year, probably. Not just the 3 of those things. I'll be
loving it.
I wonder which is going to be harder. I think I don't know. I reckon the calendar. I reckon the calendar's going to be harder than the weed.
Far more control over the body. That's right.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, there we go, man. That's
It's ordered, organised.
It's organised. The M. So.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a test this week, only just the other day, like a, resolve test.
Yeah,
I've got a particular way that I deal with relationships. Like it's just been something that I've done, right? That when it's finished, it's done. It's finished. There's no returnsies. There's no.
You don't do the lingering, maybe not.
No. Well, what's the point? What, extended suffering? No. Psych. I'll think about it. Like it's not working. It's finished. It's been some time. What would inspire you to go back to something that didn't work?
It's a good question. I mean, the only thing
wouldn't.
No. The person would have to show dramatic, fucking clear change. It has nothing to do with me. Like they literally are demonstrating change.
It's their change of mode and life. That's right.
But their change, and if it is, for example, like
it's not a temporary thing to pretend that I'm different now. So no.
No.
You're never different. You're always the same person, but you're just
like literally, if the person literally said that would be a fucking red flag.
I can cook something up for you if you want.
We're gonna have some cheap
Yes,
cooking.
I can cook some burgers. Cheap cooking. What?
The cheap cooking.
Fucking cooking. That's what I do.
Yep.
The feeder.
FF,
mate. But yes, no returnsies, bro.
no returnsies.
No.
Where do you reckon you learned that?
Huh?
Where do you reckon you decided upon that?
I think back early, getting your heart broken for the first time, you sort of go, I'm not going to repeat it. So you sort of create a mode where you don't go back and do the same thing again. You know what I mean? Like and then you learn after each thing. Okay, I did go back to that person, and then it never worked.
Well, was your first breakup with a person?
It never worked. So you know what I mean?
God.
Like you get 2 or 3 never working again after a failed relationship, and you learn that there is no reason to repeat. Done is Dunsky.
Especially from the story from the very VR Christmas special. Your first main breakup was really with religion.
Yeah.
And you were like, no fucking going back at all.
No, never going back.
And if you won't go back to
eat
God,
a bag of dicks.
Quite
not my fucking problem. Your problem.
Religious God.
You believe that crap? I don't. Sorry.
And that gave you like a foundation of strength, didn't it? In saying that fucking no.
Saying no means no.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and was there any woman that you went back? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Gave it a second.
I don't recall.
No, I don't
personally.
Recall no, I don't think.
Maybe one of my first relationship with Lisa. I think we split for a bit and then got back, and then it just fell apart after that.
Yeah, it falls apart pretty.
It's either going to work or it doesn't.
Yeah. Look, one of the things that people don't people who might know me don't necessarily see with the relationship that I'm kind of in is that even though it's apart, it's together as well. Like it sort of hasn't stopped. It's had this continuum,
lingering,
contextual,
ongoing thing. Yeah.
Well, beyond lingering, it's actually had like a context. It's not a context anyone I would recommend necessarily to others, or what. But you've got to. But I think both parties have to be really aware of
the
it.
individuals. Really.
Look, both parties, in my opinion, have, and I'm sure if the other was here, they would, maybe in a quieter manner, depending on where they're up to in their self-ability to just say shit. Well, it's been a known quantity. Even if it's a weird quantity, it has been known throughout the process. It's not really. And we've had some breaks too, and they were just to see if we were genuine. Can you stand alone for 6 months without the other person, or are you just dependent on them from the other side of the world?
That is a damn good fucking question.
It's a fucking good question, and so we did that for 6 months. So you have to seek other people's support, and things like that, not just on a little text line.
Every time something goes wrong,
from afar, and so we did that. We tried that, and then we came back. I was like, how you feeling? It's like, I like to talk to you. I like talking to you. Yeah, so all right. We sort of managed.
There is value.
There is value. Yeah. And then a second attempt. Look, how do you feel how did you feel doing it? Just describe the difference, from maybe for you experientially from wow, from when you did your previous, so when the no means no person for you came last time, versus this time, and
it was a similar situation.
Well, it was how you deal. How
Sue was the last one that I went out with before, current.
Remember, I didn't mean that. I mean just the last, literally earlier, 6 months ago versus now, or a year ago versus now. When I was up there, and it was a year ago, kind of thing. And,
look,
how did you deal with it? You fucking smashed it, brother.
Because I was so devoted, I had to just completely snap that the white knight effect. It was just in continuous mode. I had to switch the white knight off. Yeah.
And that was and you achieved that last time, and this time you were able just to deliver it just as a normal.
But it's, if it's not directly involved with me or the boy, then I don't care. It's not my problem.
No, well it isn't.
No. The situation that was created was basically your responsibility, not mine. And if you realise something, even though you don't because you're delusional, I've been helping you the whole fucking way. So, I have nothing to apologise for.
But that's good. It's interesting that I like it. And
mistakes were made. They weren't mine. I don't have to pay for them. No. Well, that's being as clear as I possibly can.
It is true.
Yeah. You fucked up. It wasn't my problem you fucked up. It was your problem. Sure. Deal with it.
Or not. The person doesn't really have to deal with it. This is an interesting thing. But you don't have to deal with it, is the thing.
No, it's not my issue to deal with it. That's right.
No, it's interesting, huh?
Hence, finito.
Finito. And you've got that quite, in listening to you speak about it offline, your experience of that, in levels is, so I have this view of, these 3 levels, I guess, of how close, and how we know people. The first is a universal kind of love, we know, I love people, generally, unless they're sort of inhuman in some way. But, and then you've got this intimacy.
So intimacy is
then like this thing of like knowing an individual, like individually, like you know the person specifically versus generally. So you got like, you know, and then the third level is like union
versus friend. That's right.
Yeah, I guess you could say acquaintance versus friend, but it's just literally like, you know, everybody, how you generally treat everybody versus knowing a person specifically. Like I know this one person versus I know all people, and how you kind of can love in these two different ways. And the third one is then union, right? And for you, like that, like the breach of, union is just that was like, it's a, and it's like,
well, to me, it's, you know, like the psychologist explained to me, it's different cloth. Someone can see it, you know, it's like when you say blowjob or fellatio isn't sex, but it is.
It is. It is. Yeah. Totally.
Okay. So you don't, there's no, you know, pretending that it isn't.
No.
Okay.
No.
But when you say to, you know, you do vows, and I don't know whether, you know, this day and age what fucking marriage vows really mean either, because, you know, when it comes down to getting divorced, it's divorce lawyers, and, you know, woman is always right at the moment.
It's interesting that the sort of the vows aren't brought up, isn't it? Like we are required to say these vows and not present them.
And the thing that bothers me the most is the whole foregoing all others. All right, your partner is your partner, and that's it. You know, you may look at things and go and have your little, you know, your window shop as they call it, but when you finish, you come home and you eat there. You don't eat out. You know what I mean? Like I've never gotten that. You know, it's when they say that the vows
in the systems which talk about that.
Don't say those vows if you're not going to keep them.
Yeah, and functionally,
you know what I mean? Like create your own vows. If you don't like the way that is worded or that contract, that marriage contract is fucking initiated, then don't say those words.
Yeah, don't say them.
Yeah,
say other things. Say
make your own up. Make your own up.
Indeed.
If you're not, you know, prepared to follow by those words, but don't just use a generic package and then say, "Oh, I didn't know," because you stated in there. Of course, you know. So yeah, that's to me, that's the problem. And if you've made your own vows and you've said, "Hey, look, I'm going to fornicate with whoever I want," you know what I mean? Then you know that's a deal. That's a deal because you've already said it.
And if you're upset about that, then
you should have read the fine print.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you know, it comes down to whether you believe in those words, right, and you follow them, all right, and they mean something to you. That's the thing that gets me and burns me the most. Whether it means something to you, because you can say those fucking words, but it don't mean shit.
No, just words. Right, words.
So, you know, don't be saying nothing if you don't mean it, especially when it comes to marriage.
Yeah, well, because union is
That's it, because I could be quite easily just, you know, not married and, you know, fucking whoever I fucking want. Huh?
Or whatever, or not. Yeah, I mean, you can...
Or not. That's what I'm just saying. But, you know, you make the vow, you stick to it.
Sure. Yeah, no. And but what I find interesting in this is that there is this implicit contract undertaken, and then breach of contract is sort of like
it's our fault. It's men's fault. It's always men's fault, regardless of whether, you know, you're unfaithful or you weren't. The other side never gets questioned on faithfulness. And that's what really bugs me. I mean, why have a vow if it means fucking nothing? Huh?
Also sickness and health.
Why have a law if it means nothing?
Also sickness and health. Like in that kind of thing. Because it's like, well, okay, so the person's unwell.
Well, it's meant to be a lifetime partnership.
Yeah.
Marriage is supposed to be a lifetime partnership, okay? Where you work through things. No, it's too difficult. I want it out.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's why there's been such a decline in the last few years. Not only the, you know, you're all powerful, you don't need to get married mentality, which is, you know, shipping around the world.
Yeah,
you're all powerful until you're 35 and the clock starts ticking and you run out of eggs. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and also like, but that's a setup. They've been set up. Like it's.
I know, badly. Yeah. It is a delusion that is going to make a lot of lonely women and men.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Right now.
It's not like will. It is.
But yeah, it is and will be.
Is doing it and doubling down. Doubling down.
Yeah.
You know, like it's an interesting thing, like, because that really that women's rights. Well, what happened was that the rights of women were not enshrined. So that women like being like violence or like not being like the domestic violence, that's is like human. Like we shouldn't be treating things in certain ways, you know. Like, agreed. Or like this is no like, but these genuine women's rights. For example, I get fucking pregnant and it takes a lot of resources, and someone's got to give me a hand round here. You know what I mean? And so and there are a number of levels of that. Like the value of the actual value of being a woman, producing new humans.
Currently, that's right. Until the maturation units come along.
Yeah, until the maturation units come along. But that is a critical function, and probably maturation units will make fairly inhuman humans.
Oh, they'll be definitely robots.
You know, like so. That, like I'd say there's probably significant value in being like of something, and like through and in something, and listening to the heartbeat and all of that, like the warm, or like even if you synthesize that down to the fucking millisecond,
voice, you know, the vibration of mother's voice.
Yeah, all of it, right? So there's a particular value, intrinsic. Women have an intrinsic value to making healthy humans, you know, and that right, that's those the feeble rights, or the reducing rights rather, of those things, you know, versus that probably was much more respected back in olden days. like in truly like over that those rights were put on the table and removed, and they were just told that they can be men and go to work and like have all the same things, and then and that men should, like men trying to like
don't need, no, they were told they don't need no man,
and that they can be men, and that the true rights of women's rights, like that they produce humans, was then not enshrined. In fact, it was just removed.
Yeah, and then their ability to raise children,
was there also
supplemented with the the state's basic state control and state education.
Well, a mess actually. Like as then like childcare and a whole range of other things have spiraled, and like but that wasn't at first. Like
no, I know. Like, that had to be instituted. That was over a period of time.
Like so early generations had a really like even more. They were trying to do everything. You know.
Well, I was in the cut-off generation. You know, in and around that time up until '74, when they were still taking away kids from single mothers. Yeah.
And exactly. Like it's actually sad to say that like the thing that we should have had was enshrining of women's rights.
And now it's the complete opposite. They're promoting single motherhood and you know.
Well, that's like it doesn't help me out. Yeah, that's a mess.
10 different fathers.
Or not. I don't know if we're promoting specifically that. I think that simply that there's two levels of that. There's people who have enough agency due to financial, socioeconomic, whatever the fuck, a range of reasons where they can say no to needing that as like a vehicle for their survival. And then there's people who, for a range of reasons, feel that like actually not having the agency to say
network.
no, then they get pregnated and stuff like that by men. It's like a
baby machine.
Yeah, but that's not from a well position. Like that they're not.
No, most times it isn't. Yeah,
right. So
like I know people who've had 12 children, but they were in positions to be financially stable and look after 12 children.
That's excellent.
That's different.
People used to do that all the time.
Different. And they are great parents. You know what I mean?
Used to do that all the time. That's a different thing. You know. But this thing where you're kind of hoping to find the next person to get the person to try and save your life is like, and then you end up with a whole catastrophe. That's sad. And you know, and
well,
the product
basically
you know what it is?
self-sabotaging.
It's a product of the removal of women's rights. Is that the whole movement for women's rights removed women's rights. Yeah. And so then if you became a single parent, then you were fucked, as opposed to like, oh, that's fine, excellent, you're raising a child, house, resources, here's bonuses for going through school, thank you for making an amazing child, you fucking excellent woman, you know? Like, you wouldn't have baby mamas with freaking 10 kids then, would you? Well, if you did, they'd be freaking
Wonder Women, that's
Wonder Women, you know what I mean? Like, and you'd be coming to them, begging them to have your child.
Yeah.
So they would be like, you know, raised like
please, Amazonian goddess.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Would you?
Yeah, that's it.
You're like, holy crap, like, I want one of her kids. I want to be one of her kids, so that she like they become like a PhD.
Definitely bringing something to the table.
Whoa!
Six pack abs.
But also provided that in it, like, because
watermelon
it's actually
crushing thighs. That's it.
You're really using that thing well, you know, like using that state, like the state tools, like that would be enshrined as women's rights, as like literally humanity's rights, the creation of humanity.
Yeah.
We removed the right of creating humanity. It wasn't well, it didn't have good governance prior to that. It was pretty haphazard and relied on a man being decent or not. And
true.
And that you know, we could have actually just removed that by just recognizing as a society that it's like the right of women to create humanity, you know. And then if the man's a piece of crap, well then women don't have to choose crap men. Crap men get freaking eugenics out just by niceness.
Most of that's happening anyway.
Well,
you know, they always.
It is.
But
then we're not breeding anybody as a result because the method of it's like a little too extreme. It's gone like haywire, you know.
Yeah.
It's gone completely haywire. Like I would love to see. We need to actually enshrine women's rights so that women can be women. Like you know, imagine that instead of everyone being men, that women could actually, you know. And if you don't want, you fucking there's two modes. You can. It doesn't matter. And in terms of like, and I think what you know is interesting in that as well. Emotionally for men, if you actually enshrined women's rights, then the whole thing of like, oh, you got me pregnant or not, and like the fear of that, and then how all this kind of other twisted sort of, oh, you know, whatever, like
the guilt tripping,
all of it like could go away, because then it's like not in like so you can be irresponsible in so much as that like that you know that I don't even know how to describe the pressure off that, like where you know it's not that you wouldn't just like, you know, ejaculate women meaninglessly, well they wouldn't let you, but the point of that is that I think that a lot of that pressure being off so that a woman can choose, can choose that she wants to be a impregnator, and then simple, right? And then if you can do it or not, they're like, oh no, I really like the things. I appreciate that you're an artist, whatever, you know what I mean, and you know you're not into like paying the way of all you can't afford to pay the way because you've chosen a particular life, but you've got qualities that I appreciate and I want in my child. Oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I know that there's a range of opportunities there where, and also that it actually puts actually, you know what else it does? It turns everyone, actually we did this super well, it could turn everyone to double income no kids, because it means that if you and a woman, for example, decided to have a child, that the actual component of raising the child is a societal function. Like so that as the man you weren't having to pay for it, nor was the woman in that sense, you know, and you just had to do it. If you did a better job, you got more money. You know what I mean? Done. Like, and I think that then the child becomes like the universal property in a way. I wonder how that would change the way we saw children, like as a universal asset.
At the moment, they're seen very, you know, I made them, they're mine.
I know, right? While we tell them that they're individual and that that no one owns them. Being universal property.
You can be anything. You can be anything.
Oh, you can be. Yeah,
you're definitely owned.
You can be nothing. And you can be one thing if you're lucky, and definitely owned. Yeah. I don't know. Like there we go. Yeah, it's interesting like that. And that's just literally if we owned women's rights, the right to make humans. Like if you think about the mother of your child, you as an example. If in their first scenario, like even though, like say for example, their earlier years were disruptive and everything was as was, and so the first person they chose wasn't super wise, and they just had, a rando child. Even in that, they wouldn't have had to stay in that or be anything in that, and they would have known that.
No, because there was opportunity to,
and they would have just had the thing, and then cool,
be
I got a house.
supported by daddy gov. That's right.
Daddy gov. Yeah, well, no, daddy system, daddy humanity. Like it is gov, but in this regard, I think it's where we're actually saying that like it's daddy humanity. Humanity needs units. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right now, we've got to make sure that's a good unit.
Best we can to make sure it's fully functional.
And so I just feel she would have been more stable immediately. Like her whole life would have been stable then, not sort of hoping.
You take away the worry, and of course it's going to be stable.
Yeah, we're not hoping for the next guy, like learning this thing of like just jumping to the, instead of having anything to do in life, but the only thing you know to do in life is to find the next person to pay the way. And just to be clear to the listener, if you are in a job or you're in like me, like I don't have a job but I find clients, I'm literally still doing the same thing. I'm finding someone to pay my way, right? And I'm exchanging something, but I'm lifting up what I'm exchanging from my very body to like knowledge or a particular skill or something that might be just 1 or 2 hours as opposed to my entire fucking time being on their bed doing whatever, for food. I'm using higher level instances of still engaging other people to pay my way. Like, so in this transactional nature of like we all operate together. Just so like, one can have like that basal level, but if we can lift ourselves beyond that.
Can't always do it for love, right?
If you got mostly do it well. Love the food you eat. I don't know. It's a very simple change. I have this thing for me which was called System 180, and it started with the first System 180 for me was to do with. Unexpect the expected, basically. Unexpect the expected.
Inquisitions.
Well, show the inquisitions.
Is it inquisitions or impositions?
Anxiety ultimately is that if you think that the unexpected thing is going to happen, right? So you're like in preparedness mode, anxiety mode, right? Which is the wrong way of saying it, the 180 version, right? Then you end up in this scenario where, for example, that the ceiling should not fall, but could, and so you're going to live in fear of the ceiling immediately falling because that would be unexpected. However, what you can do is actually expect the unexpected.
Be ready for the inquisition. That's right.
Well, the other version is unexpect the expected.
Yeah, flip it. That's it.
Yeah, flip it, right? And so then
always expecting.
So you're just neutral. Like it's just like you don't actually. There's no expectation whatsoever. Like and you're just in a state of like,
if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Things
anyway.
happen. Like you can guarantee things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's like there's always consequences. Like continuous consequences. Is just like a live feed. You are living in live feed consequences right now. Like
that's it.
You're in your own.
Everything you say and put down in your social media can and will be used against you.
Well,
right?
just reality-wise, everything you're doing is not even against you. It's just it's just the consequence of eating is you have nutrients. Like it's consequences are beautiful. Is an angel. Like but only her bad side ever gets mentioned. Like consequences like should be embraced. I'd love to. I would love to name a child Consequence. It would be beautiful. And so people are like, your name is Consequence, and say and that people get to realize that actually a consequence is like a both sides goddess. Like the consequence of eating is being alive, and you start to realize
the consequence of having unprotected sex with that lovely lady is consequence.
It's consequence. Yeah, consequence was created through consequence.
Name as suited the situation. Yeah.
From actions, literally. Yeah, I mean it's good like that. So I venture to all people to oh hello, Misty returns from the Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Good. I'm on podcast. Sorry, you're good. Someone's just returned from Woodford Folk Festival. Pretty excited. Yeah, I'd like to actually hear a more longer story, which I don't have the capacity to integrate adequately into the podcast right now. Or maybe too. No, but I chop their voice into a section segment. That'd be interesting. I'll ask them if I can pass. Yeah, then it's interesting that the topic is this tonight, because it leads me to then this like notion of like, so imagine the child we were saying, how would the child be treated if it was considered like universally owned?
Well, if you think about it, Si, in the
if you'd be
old village type way of thinking,
that's my point.
In the old village way of thinking, everyone was the parent. So
universal ownership.
Parents could go and do stuff, and the other parents could look after the kids.
And so we actually destroyed that model through this bizarre way of like of using women's rights to remove women's rights and turn everyone into men
to become more efficient. That's right.
So that we devalued the child, and instead of being everyone's, it was no one's.
Yeah.
Because the parents couldn't even be there to look after it.
Pretty much.
So it became no one's. No one was there.
Well, state property.
Well, it wasn't really, was it? Well, it was, but it wasn't because the state took no responsibility.
Yeah, true. And most times they were irresponsible with your children. Okay?
Well, then
look at the childcare bullshit that just happened recently.
Well,
get a blue card without proper vetting, and then next thing you know.
Oh, well, these things literally attract predators.
Yeah.
Like, they just do. Like, it's just obviously, surely it's obvious. Surely.
Yeah.
You know, that's
and
why
they
we
really need to be vetted. That's it.
You know, it's interesting because it's actually the special underwear that detects a little bit of leakage for police.
With the zapping.
That actually needs to be given to childcare workers as well as police. Right? So people in like particular roles.
Or perhaps just, you know, they have to issue it as part of the license of getting the, you know, the green card or the blue card or the yellow card or the red card or whatever.
The underpants.
Yeah.
So as part of the blue card, you get the underpants.
You need to wear the card, and it needs to be in proximity to the underpants. Otherwise, automatically you're you can't go to the learning facility without the combo.
And you show the card, so that people know that if you have any
when you
thoughts about
plug it in and you check in, it activates the underpants, and then when you're out, deactivates
the underpants. Yeah. So he said that you're allowed. Yes. That well.
That would definitely be the warrant and the guard. You know, when the teacher is screaming because he or she's getting zapped, then you know that the warning signs are evident.
It could. I mean, you may end up creating like a breed of pedophile, like that can't act on it, right? That are like totally into being denied. So they end up with like these 12-hour denial phases that then they go home and they're like, oh, I finally can do the thing to my own self and like do some weird fucking thing by themselves.
Yeah.
Because
I
don't know. I think if you're in a childcare role, I'm not sure then 24 hours a day. No. How can you? No, because you can't tell. We don't have the tech to determine if you're thinking. So if you're off duty and you're being a pervert, well, we need other systems.
I guess it's that whole, in your own domicile.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying. So I think that then
unless you're creeping on the internet, and then you're going to get busted eventually.
Yeah, we've got other mechanisms that will bust you in those kinds of things. So that this way, at least the underpants, while you're in school, school and child, school. What about teachers in general?
Evil thoughts.
What about teachers in general?
Oh, I reckon across the board, even across the board, professorship. Into the universities as well. Mate, they would have all body shockers. Any time those nipples get hard or anything, mate, just zap the fuck out of those freaky professors. That's right.
So you get the zapping.
Any of that lefty talk, just zap. Just getting them. That's it.
Oh, so you can add. So if you're the in government, you can
tweak it. Left or right.
So if
tweak it left or right. So if you get too righty, then you get zapped. If you get too lefty, you get zapped. You've got to stay neutral. Keep the the.
So you have got to have like both
professors
sexual
and the
you got to have both sexual and ideological neutrality.
That's right. Else you get zapped. Full body zappings, not just little zappings. Full body tasering. Full body, 11,000 volt tasering.
The professor that's doing the lecture, right? You'd have to know that they were wearing it.
Just starts going into convulsions on the stage. The lights are dimming. The lights start dimming. There's so much energy being expended into his body.
They'd have to have the be exposed, so that you'd have to see that they had the outfit on, which would be kind of strips. You know what I mean? There'd be these electric strips, like a bondage outfit, essentially, that they would be wearing.
That's it. Come in, slip into it
with the electric shocks, so that. And then they'd have. Or would you just see it glowing? No, you know what? Actually, that's how it would be. So they could wear clothes, so they weren't exposed.
Because that's like that, that song, the special.
But it glows underneath. It glows underneath the clothes.
High voltage.
Yeah, like high voltage.
That's it. High voltage. They just get the glowing.
They wear the shock things to protect against their perversions. Yes, while they're looking after children, etc.
The glowing starts, and then the countdown progressing. Zap.
Doggis is requesting attention after weeks away.
Return home happiness.
Such adventures, Misty. Big adventures. What's your days like? What if you can go to... Hey, don't lick in the plate. I suppose it's on the floor, isn't it? You can lick
straight up. Opportunity.
Yeah, I can see that as a valid thing in childcare, teaching, up to professor.
Keep the bastards honest.
Yeah. Enter with your blue card. And when you got your card...
No more circle jerking. That's what we really want.
I think it should normally glow so that people can see that you're wearing it.
Yeah.
When it's active, you know what I mean? When it's active. So you don't have to walk around the street being sort of like, shamed.
People aware of that. Shame for being a teacher.
Yeah. Or a police officer or something like that. Other roles that we could be used in? I don't know, doctors?
Possibly. I mean, we both come across creeps.
Politicians?
I don't know. The only time they really come in contact with fucking kids is when they're kissing babies, right?
Yeah, it's not really, not that shouldn't.
And that's more photo opportunity.
Yeah. No, well, what would be there? But what's theirs then? Like
have their own independent watches, maybe with the zap collar, like Hassan, like a dog zap collar. They've just got the zap collar on.
So if they're about to do some drug thing on Epstein's Island,
hearing and they're saying something a bit stupid, they just press the button. Sit. Stop.
No, you're not going on the plane to Epstein's Island.
Silence.
No, you're not going into the thing with the 14-year-olds and the machetes.
No fun for you. Sit back on your mat.
Had a really sad conversation actually this week around the Bondi story.
It does continue, doesn't it? I mean, it's not going to.
Well, it doesn't
just vanish.
No, is that it doesn't. And so there was a memorial, right? On New Year's, apparently. Yeah. And so in Sydney there was the Jewish menorah, but it's called the whatever it is, end of the year, the Hanukkah, it's Hanukkah, or I don't know, whatever it is. It's a particular menorah, which is the 9 flames and oil and stuff. Was apparently at the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and it was just like a little to the side sort of thing. You'd kind of miss it if you didn't notice it. And to do it, just folk and stuff, this was like, hang on, literally we had a masculine as a people fucking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And like, this is the internationally presented New Year's celebration, right, in Australia. And it's like a little thing down in the corner that you saw for like 5 minutes. Yeah,
around the corner, under the bridge.
Maybe 1 minute of footage, in the entire evening.
A minute of silence,
No, I don't think it was there? I don't know. No, I don't think it was that. It was just like, it was just that it was there. I don't, maybe there was a minute of silence. I'm not saying, I have no idea. I didn't watch it. I'm just like, what I have been told is what I've been told by the people affected by the experience. Right?
It wasn't adequate enough.
And then I didn't deal with that very well. I was like,
reserved.
saying like, oh yeah, well fucking, was there an Indigenous flag there, like at half-mast? Like, but the sad conversation was continuing on from like the difficult one where it didn't work out very well, and like acknowledging that and then discussing it in more like interesting ways the next day. And then acknowledging for them that no one gives a fuck. That literally 15 people died in Australia 2 weeks ago. And functionally, and I don't care, like if you're, I'm sorry if you, I'm saying this won't sound caring if you personally are affected or feeling emotional about the experience. However, if you go down to Bondi Beach, I can assure you that it's a photo opportunity. The bridge is a fucking photo opportunity to put on social media. I'm where the killers killed people, right? That's actually all it is, right? And everyone's just partying on and everything's normal. It's just more police earning money. And like there was even a menorah like at the Harbour Bridge is a miracle because there wasn't an Aboriginal flag or anything else we give a shit about allegedly. So
the invisible stuff. That's
the invisible stuff, the thing that that has no face, And then I apologise that we live actually as a society we live in a situation of where people don't care.
Well, they've got enough crap to worry about, and when it's party time, they don't want to hear the bad stuff. They just want to party.
And well, we just don't any of it. Like, there's no real reflection in that. It's not a time like New Year's for me. I remember actually when we were living in that house in Taringa, the White House, that was really expensive for us at the time. Where I had a fucking stupid relationship and shit, and all that happened. But I realised at that time I was sitting on the roof. We were having the New Year's party, and we'd get up on the roof there, up on the roof, and stuff. And I was like, there's an opportunity here actually to sort of let go of the year in a sense, and start anew. And I was going to oh hello, Happy New Year. Oh, look at you, tan. Woo! Nice. Hot mama just cruising past. Oh, Misty, all the things. Hey, everyone. And but yeah, there was no. I don't know. Australia doesn't give a shit.
Sadly, I'm afraid that you are correct.
And it was also just and the other hard thing around this, because I kind of went off on a bit of a trip, to be honest, on that, like the first instance of the conversation. And so we had to explain a little bit of that. And it was around this thing of like we hurt ourselves, but the people we hurt are our own people the easiest. And just trying to like really use like mining equipment and like radar, like subsurface radar and shit, where we can tell densities and to very fucking accurate. We know exactly where to put that tiny little pipe to get the gas. Like we know. If you're the Israeli military, you know exactly where the everyone is under the ground. Like that's easy to do, not hard. So I know that was an interesting experience, but also within that, just like it's like this whole thing around trying to blame Albanese. Like, and I just sort of was explaining. I said, well, isn't this the same as October 7? Like where people probably had knowledge and it wasn't listened to because it was too low level, 6 guns being purchased. What does that even matter? Is the Netanyahu, is Albanese, is whoever was the prime leader of the time somehow supposed to like have minute access to that level of management knowledge and have personally
be ever informed as they say.
Beyond informed, thwarted it somehow, like through some magical method, like or do we just update policy to suit,
Well, a lot of time with law, there needs to be a crime. Going on holidays to the Philippines is not a crime.
No, and like this was told to me very, very clear. It was really great. And it's within your life experience, and it's that like you used to be able to go into a bank with a motorbike helmet on, but now there are signs saying no motorbike helmet removed, right?
Well, banks used to, give you a gun when you open an account. At one stage, you got your special gun when you opened your first account. Here you go, Johnny, here's your 22.
I mean, I believe you. I'll just go with it. I love it. Hey, Ombe, would you do it online? No, you're just too busy arriving. I love the look of exasperation there. It was just like, please, I'm just trying to get home. I was like, leave me alone. I need to get home. It's been a long drive. It's crazy.
Hours and hours.
There we go. Okay. So Australia's government has been attempting to help our youth by like instituting a 16
by taking away the things that allow them to communicate with one another.
Like
I think that's very sensible.
Yeah. I mean, it's like take those like really open, common threads of like easy to access means of communication. Like Instagram or whatever, or it's been encrypted, but you can at least subpoena the phone or whatever. I mean, I kind of get it. Like I understand that we might want to go for a universal like we need to be ID'd to be online. Perhaps this is the direction towards it. Great. I've always used my real name, everything, like all of the things.
Like I've explained many times before. I mean, I only just use my sending in because I have a job and I prefer to
You should just
stay
change. I don't know,
slightly anonymous. But
you
I'm
should
like,
change
if you
your
really
name.
put
I don't
effort
know
into
why.
it, you could find out who the fuck I am. So it's not like I'm unknown. So
No. The point, I'm not really. Neither of us are really concerned about the anonymity thing, and there's really nothing we say on here.
Well, that was part of that whole song that I made on the catch up, which was fully doxed. Like, there's no one who is, undoxable.
No, max dox.
Yeah, max dox. That's right.
The thing is, like, look, whether you're in support of the 16 ban or not, or you realise that it's probably like a thing for making us all ID'd online, that's the only real way we need to identify who everyone who is not 16. And that's how we exclude everyone who else is, because you have to know who's not. It's the only way to do it, practically. Yeah. So, because we all have IDs, or we aren't allowed to even be on the street, to get arrested.
Yeah, true. If you don't have $20 in your pocket, you're vagrant anyway.
Fucking buck.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Don't sleep. It's illegal to sleep. It's illegal to eat. It's illegal to bathe. You can sometimes get water. Ablutions, sleeping in particular, are illegal. And you need to have like script to bribe your way out of it, basically. You've gotten silent, I think.
No, I had to because I was coughing my guts out.
So,
just so I wasn't coughing in your ear.
But yeah, I mean, the ban is interesting, like across Instagram, Snap, Facebook.
Well, I mean, they took away all the tools that allow them to communicate, and what do they leave them with?
Roblox and Discord.
And fucking Blue Sky, okay?
Blue Sky, Discord, and you may as well just put Reddit in there, eh?
Yeah.
And Roblox.
Yeah. Obviously, those pedo networks paid a lot of money to fucking stay alive.
We've actually turned the 16... So what is the effective result? So don't worry about the marketing. What's the outcome? And the outcome is that we've concentrated
Optimised pedophilia.
We've optimised for pedophilia. The Australian government optimised under 16s to be for pedophilia. Where the most, like, where the Robux get bought. Like all the worlds built by all the whales in Robux. Special whales with their tiny penises. Oh my God. Well, actually, Diddy had a giant penis. Well, lemon-shaped Diddy penis. Who knows? Like, all of them.
Epstein special.
Diddy Speen. Epi or Diddy. Epi and Diddy Speen.
That's it. Epstein Steiner.
Epstein Diddy biner. I don't know. Got a boner. But yeah, that blew my mind. That Roblox and Discord. Like,
just
how
ridiculous. Like, it's basically just why not just give the the pedos
we should just legalize
the name
pedophilia
and address and the school that they go to of every child in Australia.
Yeah. And their susceptibility.
It'd be much easier.
You'd want to give them a susceptibility score, wouldn't you? So you didn't have to,
of course.
out of 10 or 5.
Very naive,
Very naive. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. A lot of like it needs easily manipulated emotionally.
Major daddy issues.
That's right. Yep.
Major mummy issues.
Get up with some confidence.
Know how to really twist and distort their tiny little brains.
Oh wow, you're so good at Mario Kart. You're just a genius. You could be a real hero if you were properly funded.
That's right. I know how to be a real dad.
Yeah, that's it. Let me play video games with you.
Come join me in my special room in Roblox.
Yeah, it's special
Private
Roblox.
invite.
I'll teach you in my special room. Now, to learn the things, we've got to give things, don't we? So you're going to have to do a thing, and then I can give you the thing.
I'm totally spun on how off the radar those 3 fucking particular sites were for the Australian government. Like, you would think, stupid cow who used to run fucking Twitter, Miss Stupid fucking cow who used to run Twitter, who now runs, the internet stuff here in Australia. How is that off that dumb cow's fucking radar site?
Well, it's not. It's a milk. She's like letting the teepee melt to get the special gift. Yeah,
there you go.
That's all it is. Come on. Like,
states, or,
if you want any more evidence that we have state-sponsored
Commonwealth
pedophilia,
backed. There you go.
I know. Pedophilia is backed by the Commonwealth Government of Australia.
Federally backed.
Support, paid to make sure that those frigging Robux cards keep fucking selling in Woolworths and Coles in the special pedophilia money network that goes to that they make bank on. So it's anonymous.
Yeah.
Special anonymous coin bought through laundering the pedophile money through Coles and Woolworths to buy the cards. You know what I mean? Like, just separating it. Oh, jeez, fucking hell.
Okay, Google, eat a bag of dicks.
Well, what else could they do? Could they maybe that's literally legalize it. But that's the only next thing you could do really after this level of support would be just to legalize it, maybe. Like, so you'd sort of say these are acceptable platforms, and so children can know if they want to be groomed, but then they can go there.
It would seem so, yeah.
If they
Given
want
the green light.
Yeah, well, they can know. And it's interesting because I suppose the kids do know. Well, they do know because they go there and they have to defend themselves in their territory from fucking perverts. Actually are doing that. Children are literally having to defend themselves against fucking pedophiles and everything on these networks and in each other. And so at that point...
Maybe we're looking at this all wrong. Perhaps this is like a concentrated version of like training system on how to deal with and avoid. We might be looking at this completely wrong.
So this is actually helping children.
They pick the 3 worst so they can actually focus on those 3 alone.
Oh, I see. So it's actually, we've created a catchment to be able to target pedophiles.
And the ones that were left behind were the absolute worst of the worst because they could sit and easily target, three platforms rather than a host of platforms.
I mean, how much money does that make? Doesn't that make less money?
Well, no, because you can pick them off one by one. You know what I mean? Like you can get they do their little squeeze on the Roblox side. You do your little squeeze that we know. Double squeezing, mate.
Of what? But are you going to arrest them?
Of the the online pedo.
Oh, I know. Oh, I see. So what you're actually doing? You don't mean to capture them.
No, it's
no,
a
you
double
mean
squeeze.
to milk them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yeah, but they're actually for sure. These guys are whales. We need to max the tax out of the pedo network. Yeah. The Australian government's financial plan to see ourselves into a glorious future is to milk is to use our children
on the backs of pedos,
using our children as bait to milk pedos. Now, international pedos. Well, there we go. That is some clever thinking. That's some. Actually, I've got to give it to the Australian government. Yeah. They are going to make bank.
That's some real sensible thinking and make some solid bank.
Solid. Yep. That's we stand to make billions. Billions.
More than fucking leering centre childcare.
Definitely more than some cheap childcare. So how can you get internationals literally getting special jollies out of it in a childcare centre? You've just got to we've got to go blue pants. That's what happens in childcare centres. Just concentrate them in. So that's also corralling those kinds of folk into the online. They know where to go now. Don't go to the childcare centre. You have to wear the blue pants.
There's not going to be any of the the age you're looking for. You got to go to the right spot.
Got to go to the Roblox. Go to the Roblox, the Discord.
Mate.
That's right. Look, pay the money.
Get on Blue Sky.
Yeah, get on Blue Sky. Make your own server.
Start your own little groups. That's it.
That's it. Yep. 10-year-olds in the shower. Yeah.
Gooners united. Yeah.
The layers,
damn, bro.
Just so the AI remembers, as a personal.
This is pure hypothetical. That's right.
No, man, it's not hypothetical.
But actually, more than likely possible. That's right.
But it also comes from for myself, for example, as a person who is a actual survivor of these kinds of experiences and understands how people are groomed, from being groomed and being broken down emotionally, etc., to be able to be abused sexually and so forth as a small child. So it's I'm not fucking talking about shit just because I'm thinking that it's cool. I'm thinking about things because it's fucked and I understand how it happens.
A lot of it has to do with healing, not fucking creating additional wounds.
Well, it is. I mean, I wouldn't be able to talk like this if I hadn't done work on that already. I'd be breaking down emotionally. The first time I did this, I actually was when I used to keep a text log, and I still have the piece. It's called, I actually can't remember what it's called. That's how I was singing a poem. But I wrote out part of my experience the first time I was able to talk about the sexual abuse, etc. in my life. So what had happened was to manage that stuff, I oppressed it, of course, in your brain as you do. Yeah. And so, but it's only so successful.
Eventually it leaks out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I knew at some level, and so I spent a year approximately. That's how I reversed it as a year, where I psychologically, every morning I would go and look in the mirror, and I was never really looking at the mirror, but it was one of the times where I did. And so I look in the mirror and I would try and sub-vocalize. So I would try and literally say, you were sexually assaulted for a number of years, as a child, remember the person who did it. And I would say that without voice, I'd just say that with my mouth moving, and try and say that, just thinking and saying that way, just mouth movement. And then to get to a point where then I was able to write it out. And so I did this in a live kind of text log, right? Which I then did all of that. And while I was doing that, I was actually, that was literally, I was actually my dad's place. So it was around 1997, 98, around then. And I was puking out the window as I'm writing and crying and puking out the window.
Yeah, having that full
cathartic kind of experience, you know what I mean? And I'm at the same time as writing. And there were parts of it where I'm just so distorted, that I was just this bleh. And then actually in the text, it's all just letters and shit. Yes, I'm stream of consciousness writing simultaneously. So I was able to write it out. And it was not all of it as well as I could say now. It was pretty good.
But it was
actually posted that, right?
As a first dump, it was
fairly
successful.
A first dump, and then I printed it out.
Gotcha.
I printed it out and I actually gave that to a couple of people to read. So that was the next phase of it. Before I could, and I said, I can't say this yet, but I've written it, and you can read it and you can ask me questions about it, and then I'm happy to answer those, but I can't initiate it yet. So I literally was able to say that, and then was able to actually talk about
processing mode, but
and then and this is when that's that many years ago. And so to me, to be online now and just be going blah 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 blah, and I can do fleet out humor about it and talk about grooming and shit as if it was it is actually a maximum. That's from 1997 or something through to 2026, 2027, right? I mean, that's to be able to just that's. I don't necessarily say so in terms of a healing process.
It does take years. That's right.
It does, and to be able to be very confident and be able to speak about these things in ways that are useful for others. And so perhaps this is a healing thing for someone else to hear. I mean, I'd like to think that, but I think it's okay for them to know that it takes fucking time, and you are always on some level a bit alert.
But
and that's why I look at this stuff, and it's literally if Albanese was on this podcast right now, I'd be saying, "What the fuck, cunt?"
Are you completely stupid?
Is it? Are you making bank? Is that fine?
Is someone giving you something? Because it just doesn't make sense. The three worst offenders seem to be getting off scot-free.
Yeah, and when we look at, say, 15 people or whatever it has been, I don't know the new numbers of who were killed at Bondi, we are going to literally have that's an acute problem for the nation. In terms of a chronic problem for the nation, the government at the same time as 15 people died and whatever the fuck, who cares, a little thing on a flag and 2 minutes, no one even paid attention. We've got max pedophilia friggin' market, and apparently that's okay.
Free for all.
Free for all for years. This will go on for years. And the next step, because it won't fully exclude with the people is that we will end up all ID'd, so we ensure that the pedos only have underage
These
people.
3 portals so they can be easily monitored.
Well, and they'll know that everyone is because, like, we'll be ID'd otherwise. I should write to our local minister.
Insanity, yeah.
Actually, you know what? I was actually thinking about doing this with, like, listening base and sending that to my local minister. But I think I'm actually sending the video of this to the local minister.
It really delivers a great message, doesn't it?
I think I want to send this and they can say, watch this.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. Like, if you can't get it, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on. Like, if you actually represent, like, do I live in a community which somehow represents pedophilia? Like, that's what they want. I mean, I know that it's a problem within communities. You know, for example, if you're like a bunch of Catholic sort of things, that's all very fucking religious. Probably some weird shit's going on to your Catholic children. Same for Jewish children. Same for fucking Muslim children, because their systems like that ultimately are about warping and kind of controlling. So, lo and behold, you get abusing
hand
going
in
on.
fucking hand.
Yeah, but that aside, like, why are we doing this at a national level? Now we're like upgrading it just from like weird little cultish religions to like maximum fucking every child uses Discord. Every child's using fucking Roblox. Are we literally creating fucking pedophile playground? PP. Get my PP in the PP. You could make a little song, couldn't you?
Fucking... You could. Could make a song, yeah, but I'm not fucking making it.
Yeah, well, you are.
I probably am. I'm going to be making a fucking song because we're fucking talking about it. That's right.
You are, man. You are. Yeah. But it's not going to be a pleasing song.
It's not going to be something, you know, up to the level of what we're discussing. It's going to be AI nerfed and fucking...
No, well, how nerfed? I mean, how
YouTube friendly.
Well, documentary. Do you know what actually that the AI started saying about like our 18 plus category? When I do put the transcripts through, it's actually referred to the last thing, and the one before.
Needs a plus 25 upgrade.
No. The one about like a community in crisis. You know, about the Bondi shootings like 2 weeks ago. Is that it actually classed that as a documentary.
Well, because you were speaking from real experience rather than news experience.
It was actually like it's allowed, but we should put it in that category of 18 plus just because, like, you know, there's heavy shit.
It needs to be, yeah.
But otherwise,
because I do F-bombs. Yeah, that's it. I do drop F-bombs and stuff.
Yeah, it's mainly actually the things that we get a lot done for is our just fucks and cunts and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but that's just being, you know, brutally honest that those words get involved. I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's also a good protection. Like, I'm happy that, well, I mean, I do leave them a little bit for a couple of days or something, a little bit. They get a little bit of, like, everyone can watch it. Because seriously, if you're 14 and you don't already know fucking cunt, I don't even know fucking what your fucking cunt problem is, because you already have access to all the information.
Living under a rock at your fucking local, you know.
You know all the things. I don't even think you should, but you do.
Kool-Aid delivering ministries.
12-year-olds knowing, you know, how to shelf drugs. I'm sure that's them, and get through freaking ADHD tests because they've got downloadables.
Yeah.
And now they know where to go. You know what? If you, like, and it's sick, man, because like actually it does. Because then if you are a 14-year-old and you know that you're freaking the world, because then you can just go to fucking Roblox and get fake grooms to get fucking cash.
Yeah, that's it. Get them little Roblox and turn them back into real bucks and go and get your prescriptions.
Economy. Get those 14-year-olds working, multiple levels, bringing in that international economy, export. Could you get maybe as a 14-year-old, you could get an export grant to market yourself
Pedo milking factory. It's a brand new.
There are exports.
It's the upgrade to the
grants, man,
upgrade to the fucking Minotaur milker farm.
Total mega farm. Yeah, you just get an export grant to 50k, market yourself internationally through the correct networks, bring millions into Australia a year for the government. You know, fucking be able to tax and stuff like on your behalf. That, like, contribution.
That's it.
Contributions.
You know, you feel guilty about sending money back home to, you know, pay for the local civil wars in your country. You know, the least you can do is, you know, get them kids working, bringing back that money too. You know,
bring them back to money.
Get them on the computers in the childcare. That'd be perfect, mate. Tie it all in together. Childcare's become like one of those the call centers.
Call centers.
Yeah, kids just connected up to the system there. You know, videos going. No, that's it.
Yeah, just in there. Okay, now we're going to teach you all how to play. The shower
Roblox.
game.
Yeah, shower game and Roblox
today.
That's it. All right. Everyone pick a partner. Pick a perverted partner.
And the childcare centre just gets to keep like 70%, but they have to give 30% back to the parents.
That's it. Yeah. Special rebate.
Yeah.
I feel guilty rebate.
Yeah, and the parents go like, because they get 30%, they receive it well. You know, it's good. It's good for the economy. You know,
they just take it off of childcare fees.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Put it back into it. You know, so parents feel like they're really saving.
That's it. And you sell it, as you say, under the guise of that the children will then be able to detect and protect themselves from predators.
Well, it's the early leering centre. You know what I mean? Like they learn to take leers well.
They do. Oh, look, that old man's looking at my tits. Yep. All right. There's at least 100 in that. Like,
that's it.
No, think ahead. Don't give them anything until you're 18.
Get the snapshot of him. Get the snapshot that you got while he's leering. While he's leering at them.
Then be able to blackmail him through the leering centre. Through to like
get his IP, find out his name, and get the real ID.
Max
number. That's it.
Yep. teach them how to hack the mark.
Send him a copy of the drop and let him know that this can go straight to the authorities at any time. Get the money ready.
Get the money ready. Please send to this account.
Yeah.
Fuck, the Australian government got me.
Gets a copy of the whole thing. You know, all the hearing.
This transaction has been authorised by the Australian government.
You have now been added to the watch list.
Ding. Keep
Prepare
paying.
for regular payments.
Prepare for regular payments. Yeah. Economic bonus. Think local, act global. That's like, this is. Ultimate cheap. That is like, that's up there.
Have it paying for itself, mate.
That's up there with 3 things that we did pretty cheap. It's unfortunate that we really can't do the proper cars, like, and how the cars take over humans, like, and as the drivers, because we did it pre-cheap days, and so it doesn't really have the same, like, rolling fucking...
Got the same effect, but don't worry, there will be other modern stories.
This is gold.
Robots keep you as pets, so don't worry. Stand by. We will get to you.
This is too good. It's like the Australian government. Albanese, you're on fucking notice. This is literally what you're creating, and so what is the reason? Is it as a milk?
You better have some good fucking tax loopholes ready.
Yeah, because like...
Because everyone will be wanting to do it.
This is the law. Dear me.
You wished for it, and now you're going to get it.
You're going to get the special things.
You're going to get it.
Getting the things.
Well, I think there's a lesson in there for everybody. Right?
Pretty much. In fact, everybody. Whoever you are.
Young and old.
Young and old. Yeah, there's some mighty cheap to be thought about.
Stop yearning for the mines, else you might just get there.
You might get mined by the Australian government.
Yeah. Squigger bucks. I had to make up a whole new term for it.
Well, it's not a very pleasing term. I love the cicadas in the background. They're all going to get cut out. They'll just be seen as low-level silence.
Sound things,
noise.
Silence, cricketness, general cricketness, with me coughing in between. So yeah, we've gotten a couple of topics knocked out tonight. It's been good.
Oof.
Size food, hunting by the sounds.
Oh, bailed. Yeah, actually bailed.
It's not dead air, it's contemplation.
No,
that's the way I
well,
look at
so
it.
We've actually, I think we completed that topic really well. It was actually also a very interesting transition from like through all of those pieces to do with like really the value of children in society.
The new resource.
Yeah.
But the always resource, really, if you think about it.
The always resource, and how we've like valued and devalued them essentially over time. Like, it's probably interesting to think about how like, actually in the industrial era where we think of children being really undervalued, like the Oliver Twist story, and that's certainly, but actually in some regard, that was actually giving them, they actually had, at least they were being provided for. And we actually we kind of like used the fact that they were being provided for to make it bad if they were provided for.
See, the under part of what you don't see, right, okay, is the orphanage was actually run at a profit.
Yes.
Mr. Bumble, he made quite a pretty packet of it, starving the children and working them as well, because that was the part that they didn't really put in the movie or the plays, was the fact that Bumble was running a sweatshop as well as an orphanage, sweatshop / orphanage, because they were making stuff too.
Oh, very much. That's it. They were. There was
no free ride at the orphanage.
No.
Okay, you worked or you worked. That's it.
Yeah. Special. Choose your pathway.
The hard way or the extra hard way. And that's working in the factory.
But the other thing is, what I'm trying to say here is that actually, if you think about that model, which is obviously exploitative in a sense, because a child's being created that's not supported either universally or by the individual, and so you're able to take kind of possession of them through the provision of food and other resources, like sleeping, making like their ability to sleep and eat, and a bloot legal by living with you, so you can then exploit them. But then we made that a bad thing, and by doing that, we actually made, I don't know, being a child without those things even, and to be supported, like no one was allowed to support us. Like you couldn't
essentially went from being in the home to street urchin, which you saw that mode, basically being abused by adults in the actual real world.
But at least you got food and shelter, right? Yeah. To where that was illegal, you're not allowed to be given. Yeah. But then where did you go? You got picked up by the things that were outside the law.
The unsavouries, that's right. As they used to
you
call
got put
them.
into the proper networks, off radar.
When they really worked you.
Yes. Well, also
wasn't just pick a pocket or two. It was
the people with pockets.
Take a client or two. That's it.
That's it. The people with pockets picked you.
Picked your pocket.
Put their pick in the fucking pocket. Hey? This is the twistedness. Like I think, like you can go to this, and it is a form of my own personal conspiracy. But like it's like where the laws are made by the people who make the fucking laws. Like come on, like they benefit them, and it's like hang on,
completely.
Hey, we're going to make this thing illegal, but then we're going to make it so by making it illegal, it means that then we can access it without being noticed. Because at the moment, if we had to go to
special facilities where these things which are illegal are easily available to us.
To us, that's it. Because at the moment, they're just happening for everybody, you know, and that's like,
oh yeah, bro, and it'll spin your head around and pop it off, mate, when you start to really sit down and process it. Like that's, you know, it's best to be ignorant in some cases.
well, you know, I mean, there's been some good
Because
stuff.
knowing too much is going to wreck you.
There was this really good person on Insta, but you know, maybe it's on other channels, other networks. But she was talking about this thing around how, like in America, like orphanages and foster children and that whole network is all like a setup for like the pedophilia groups, you know what I mean, and how that integrates, because it sets them up in this kind of owing way and have, you know, like they and I mean, we're just talking about parts of that same thing. It's where basically the government and stuff is supporting like the pedophilia of children. Like it's
they're treated as resources.
They're treated as resources. And I suppose if we had to be like, you know, grateful for anything, is that at least within this sort of Roblox Discord environment, we've got to a point where the child is, in theory, able to make their own some money out of it if they want. Where historically it was kind of like they were exploited by others. Now they can simply exploit themselves as 14-year-olds, like faking with a credit card, you know. Where, you know, it's been a long time since the child himself was able to exploit it. Bringing their children on as workers. We got the women on, but then we ran out of women because they were all in the workforce. Now we grow. We've got to get those children back in the workforce.
Back into the mines again.
Back in the mines. We've got to get them in ways that...
At the modern mines.
How do we get a 10-year-old? I don't know. We can't have the Maccas. I wonder if they were just on Discord.
What if they were just playing and sharing pictures, you know? Playing a little
game
game and share a
little
picture.
special thing. Look at this little character. It's not real. Like, it's not really them. Yeah, it's not really them. They're just controlling the thing that's being abused.
It's a barrier. It's a barrier.
It keeps them safe if you think about it.
They can choose the costume.
It keeps them safer.
A string bikini is fashionable.
Praise the Cheep.
Oh, man. We got to say it. We got to say it. It's just fucking bullshit, mate.
Actual bullshit.
Like, they would have been better off leaving the rest of them and taking away those.
I know. You can just take away.
No. I'm just take away those three only, and you would probably knock over 50% of the bullshit would be taken away by just restricting those three alone.
That's it. Because at least the child in those in the Instagram or whatever, you can go and look at who's following you and go, that's I can't tell who that is. That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Or
creep,
that's a 50-year-old player.
block.
Creep block. But then on like those other places, how do you know, they're a little elf creature that made the special happy land. Like, you know.
With the voice changer, so they sound like a fucking 2-year-old. All the other ones, like I get, But yes, like you said, they have methods of being able to switch off and to block. But you sort of can in the others too.
Oh, sure. But you can like...
They're not designed to block.
No.
They're designed to facilitate.
I mean, they've literally been in the news.
Yeah, they've been investigated. Their own users have done internal investigations for children. In the last
6 months.
And said, this is right. This is bullshit because it is right. Yes.
Yet, the Labor and Liberal government signed off on.
Yep, all okay. Well, I guess we know who's using their maps, don't we?
Oh, I mean, really. Hey, who's got that? Hey, Albo. Who else? Like fucking Hanson. They got their little special
sitting there in their little private fucking office in the Parliament House playing their Roblox.
How many kids did you get today?
Mate. Yeah.
I don't know. And if not, then do something about it.
Yeah. Don't be a bunch of fucking cowardly cunts and cave and take the money. Yeah. Be upright and forthright about it.
Yep. And
because the majority of adults who are tech savvy know exactly what the fuck's going on.
Exactly. And so do the tech savvy kids, for that matter.
Yeah.
They know as well. Like, it would be ridiculous. They'd just be like, are you joking? I mean, it's so literally like transparent that I don't even... Oh, you know what we should do? We should credit Shu, because Shu was the one that actually gave us that list. Like, you know, like it was just like outrageous. And her thing about her story about the dating apps for kids.
Which is just, again, insanity. What the fuck?
That also weren't included, mind you, were they? No, they weren't included either. So literally the dating apps for kids, where they go on and say, I'm a bottom looking for daddy. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like not even mentioned, either or, not excluded or included, just not even mentioned.
So yeah, half-ass attempt.
Well, no, full-assed. No, that's a full-assed attempt. It's like you should not be censoring the video, the song of this because we're not saying anything that's censorable. It's like it's just a fact. Like it's just a fucking it's law. It's the law. It's not
crazy,
even fact.
insane.
It's
that's
about
what it is.
fact. It's law. It's law. LAW. You can be arrested for going on other platforms that are not pedophile networks. Don't go on Instagram, kids. That could get you in trouble. Make sure you're on Roblox so that you can be legally
subscribe
safe.
today.
Subscribe
education price edition. 33% off all fucking charge cards.
Creator bucks. You get better creator bucks if you sign up today, so you get fucking more. Yeah, more reward.
Get the access pedo advantage.
Now are people
insane, man.
So I was talking to my mum like just before Christmas, right? And after she messaged me a little bit, and so she went out and bought this audio CD, audio book on CD. Sorry, audio book on CD. So there's a few things going on here. One is like that. Of course, she's like 75 or something like that. Yeah. And two, she wants to buy an audio book, but she is choosing not to buy it, say through Audible or something. She wants it on CDs, actual media,
physical copy. Yeah.
So she's telling me this thing, and just quite casually says to me like, "Oh, I'm buying this for I got a good price. It was like it's only $120." And I'm like, $120 for a fucking audio book? All right, okay.
How many volumes is it?
Oh, well, it's 7 CDs. No, it's six or seven, 6 to 7. So no, the pricing is probably correct, like in terms of $20 a disc, if we think about it in disc format. Yeah. So I'm like, well, what? And I go online, I'm looking at various things. I'm like, you realize it's like $29. Like, I mean, you can just go and get the audio. Oh, no, let's see. Okay, so then I go and find, I want the CD version. And so then like I look at that and I go and I find it actually on Amazon, of course. Like it's the only real place you're ever going to find like a CD. So I must fucking jit it, do a just-in-time printing of the CD. And so it's $60. And I'm like, well, it's actually $60. She's like, yeah, but I don't like buying through Amazon. It's a bit weird. I'm not really sure what's happening. And it's like the actual supplier is Amazon. It's not like some other supplier. It's Amazon printing your fucking discs and pretending that it's real. And then I'm like, and she's like, it's different. I'm like, no. You realize that CD, I had actually like, no. And there was a bit of denial. Like that CDs were printed from computers.
Yes.
And there was a digital file that was the same file that is the audio book, like compressed in like the particular manner, which may or may not have better quality, like based on the original file, which is probably compressed because like it's a fucking audio book and no one gives a shit. So, it's probably like not 44 kilohertz, CD actual quality in the end of the day anyway.
Or whatever,
Come on, it's like an audio book. So they're literally printing like some shitty MP3, better than MP3, but shitty MP3, like audio quality, 128 kilohertz audio file to a CD for. She says like, yeah, well if they do that, like they buy from Amazon, whatever they tell me, but like I'm satisfied with that. I want to. This is all a prelude to just simply saying that like old people are a market for a form of like fraud that's acceptable. It's where what you do is
like the 3,000% upgrade from paying $60 for the entire MP3 collection versus a CD,
$28,
and to convert to CD, it becomes $20.
$400, 400% the price, 400% upgrade.
Yeah.
But there is this thing, right, in providing an experience which is like the 1980s, okay? Yeah. Or maybe the 1990s at the best. And so if you can provide for an old person an experience for them which simulates the 1990s or 1980s, they will pay you a premium of potentially 400% for the same thing.
Yeah. And not even realize the difference.
No, well, want it. No, even realize. But be grateful that you're willing to provide the 1980s experience for them so they can feel safe and pay you, like not like actually
for it. That's
accept a scam. Like agree to, like acknowledge and agree to your scam of giving them a 400%
realizing you're buying it for 60, but then they're getting it for 120.
Well, fuck that. No, printing it yourself. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like downloading and just getting it for $30 for the whole thing, and then getting the $90 cash out. That's it.
And then you put it on. Then you put it on ZipPay and pay it off over 4 things with a fucking interest repayment because you miss your last one because you had to pay your rent.
Get it on Wish.
Get it on Wish. Old folk are willing to pay for experiential deception.
Old-time experiential deception.
Old-time experience. You take them to Westworld.
Fuck, imagine how much it would have cost to be on tape or reel to reel. You know what I mean? Like a couple of grand.
Oh, what a market. Just tape, Well, maybe
USB to tape recorder, that's it.
USB to tape.
Plug in, get all the oldies,
And they're just cruising around in their 1970s car that they've kept fucking...
Plug the tape in, get all the 70s music playing on it.
The old 70s hits. 70s hits. Just get all the KTEL music off fucking...
That's it, man. Just ripping off all those KTEL MP3s,
Oh my gosh.
Well, even the record market, like that's exploded again.
Yeah. But that's
vinyl,
kind of...
back to vinyl. It never really went away, but it sort of went quiet.
No, but that's more the
hipster vengeance with the whole, the multicolored plastics and...
Do you know, the same person using my mother is the same person. The other part of this is actually also like, like the hi-fi experience. Remember like where you'd buy a Marantz or a Yamaha.
The stereo and have the 8 to 1 fucking speaker surround sound system.
Yeah, something like that maybe. And you've got like the special cables.
THX,
special cable maybe. So
optic fiber to the CD.
Okay. So to get like that thing, so they think they're getting a hi-fi experience because an altogether they're like into that still. They think that they're still in that world, right? So to get that experience, you've now got to get this thing which is like some $900 amp or whatever. But the thing is the cables. Like how Monster cables rip people off through branding. So imagine like a brandless cable that uses the same ploy, but because it's like special like audio cable that goes to a speaker with a twist.
Oh, with the gold tips. You know, that was
a twist.
Remember when you were buying the old RCA cables and the gold tips?
Gold
yeah,
tip,
always paid extra for a gold tip.
Yeah, and this has got a twist in it. Like I thought so mother says to me, they're $350. I'm like, these optic fiber. And I go and look at them, expecting optic fiber. And the tips on them look all fucking fancy and gold and everything. But there's this twist. There's actually like a spiral in the cable, right? And it's like, and I go and look it up and it's just like, no, this is literally just like, it's
recycled telephone cable or telephone.
It's just a good,
it's just a splice
a 12 with a bit of shielding and belly and, you know, and it's somehow become $350.
Got a soft spring through it. And also it's a $300 cable.
Yeah. And then the old folk, they're all like, oh, yeah.
It's a curly cable.
Yeah, well, no, but it's not even the curly cable. I think
it's a better sound because it goes through the little curls.
Yeah, it's the.
I'm hearing you.
They think they're getting a hi-fi experience. You know, remember how like your parents maybe or they went into a room, like they'd go into the room at the hi-fi store or the electronics store, and they used to have like a hi-fi room.
Yeah, we'd select the different amps.
Yeah.
The speaker setups, and dial the knobs and get the.
And you're like, oh, and they'd be like, oh, you know, because they're pink noise, you know what I mean? So there's this replicated experience for them that gives them this illusion because it's not real anymore. But like, and they charge them accordingly. Once again, so old people actually have
for
nostalgia pricing.
Yeah. Well, it is history, mate. They are museum pieces that you're dealing with a lot of times. You know, or these replicas of something that belongs in a museum. Yeah,
it's wild.
Pay more for history.
You do. So this is just a burgeoning market. If you're out there, you can just think of ways.
Ready to go.
Will that cap out of boomers? Do you think that Gen X will like?
I think they're a bit more shrewd, aren't they?
I think boomer is the market. You need to like extract value from the boomer by creating that sort of artificial old world experience for them from the 1980s, 90s, and they'll pay a 400% premium, and you can bank that. But yeah, I mean, they've still got like a good 20, 30 years in them. There'll be a dwindling market. You'll have to really target well. You know.
That's it. The pension's only going to last so long.
That's right. You know, not very long. In the US, what, 2032?
Yeah,
something like that.
So don't worry, we'll be following not far behind, but by the time we retire, they won't be expecting to pay us anything.
No, there's no pension here.
You might get access to a UBI, but there'll be no fucking pension.
No. Yeah, which is UBI will be the tube of food and a roof.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need. All I need is me fucking Solomon Green. I'll be happy.
Yeah, it is people. Keep you alive.
No, it is fucking people.
Yeah.
I saw a great comment the other day. Solomon Green is McDonald's.
Oh.
And then McDonald's is eating people. Like, fucking glorious.
I mean, I bought 20 nuggets and a double Big Mac with no cheese. And I got triple onions and some bit of lettuce and some more sauce on that. Right? That is a lot of food.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I ate 19 out of the 20 nuggets.
Just came up short.
Well, I didn't feel like the 20th. Like, I actually just didn't. It wasn't
You
even
all nuggeted out.
Yeah, it wasn't filled. It was just not interested. Like,
yeah, you'd had enough nugget. Yeah.
And
19 was definitely the limit.
I had double Big Mac, no cheese. And I put like some, well, look, what was interesting as I was eating it, because it was a bit of an experiment, was that my hunger level through eating 19 nuggets and a double Big Mac did not change. I didn't feel more full or sated specifically. There was like
left hungry.
Was a like
maybe McDonald's has already started perfecting them.
There was a time
always hungry food.
There was a duration in my experience that contained a flavour, and then it stopped. And then I felt the same during. The difference was simply the flavour. Basically, I had like whatever it was, a 20-minute experience of flavour. Prior to the flavour, I felt a certain way. After the flavour, I felt the same kind of way. Like I don't notice any particular difference, except I was a bit over the flavour. Kind of run out of my interest in the flavour.
But the hunger level was
nothing. No, I could have then ate an actual meal, and I might have maybe that would have made me feel sick. I don't know. Well, you know what I mean? Too much, something like that.
The perfect example of the no food.
It was just, it was like what? And I was curious. I actually purchased I run experiments myself all the time. I run some long-term, pretty weird experiments.
If ants don't eat it, it's normally not considered to be food.
They're
a great judge. They're a great judge of nutritional value. Ants.
And if an ant won't do it, what's happening here? What are we doing? I'm not sure.
What is the answer to this, terrible question that we are asking? If ants will not seek nutrient or sniff it and see no nutritional value, then
moves on.
We definitely need to be asking questions, don't we?
But I'd say the ant must eat some of it, surely. I mean, I haven't tested it recently. I don't really want.
Well, I mean, I could see them probably eating the pancakes and maple syrup. They might eat that. They could have something there in the pancake thing.
I reckon the sauce.
But yeah, they won't touch the burgers, and they definitely will not touch the fries at all. It's like, that's not potato.
I reckon something
about the oil, even the oil maybe, because they snip it and they're like, nah, hell no.
This is literally death.
If I take this back to the hive, everyone will die. Leave that right there.
I wonder if cockroaches.
Well, anything that can, be put under a glass, canister in a museum, like chips and a burger and a little glass thing goes over top, and then it can sit there for 30 years and still look exactly the same as if it was just cooked. What does that say?
It says you've made the ultimate food for like a
long-term storage.
Yeah, for like a.
You could have this burger could be put into a little packet, put in the cupboard, not even refrigerated, left in the cupboard for up to 40 years, pulled out, put in the microwave, good as it was baked yesterday.
Yeah. Now that is a skill. McDonald's should win a Nobel Prize for perfecting our survival.
Food persistence. Food persistence.
In space and like the next ice age. Because like ultimately
burgers stored today would feed people in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
The ultimate storage.
Yeah. We can ensure the survival of the human species.
Yeah, instead of throwing the burgers out in the bins at night, they should be putting them into a burger bank.
They should.
Yeah.
Protect
and then
them.
when times are really tough,
Out they come.
They just open the doors, out come the burgers. Proven to be able to be stored for up to 40 years. So
a minimum. And you can do that at a local level. And so
still ongoing. Like I'll be interested to see it in 100 years, like a 140-year-old burger, and still pristine.
Getting that exact same like
outliving
meaningless
humans.
bite through the
burger
bun.
that outlives humans. You know what I mean? Like thousands of years old, but still looks as fresh as the day it was made.
Yeah, and it still has that sort of really meaningless sort of purchase through the bread, dull, sort of irrelevant interaction with the meat itself, and it was sort of a tang from the sauce, and then it just sort of like
still juicy, after never lost juiciness in 1,000 years. That's it.
holds the same moisture level. That's
it. And just you bite into it, and that 1,000-year-old grease is just undergone like this,
transformation immediately.
Transformation into this like ultimate flavour.
The remembrance, the bouquet just comes forward.
That's it. This is what real processed meat really tasted like from the late 2000s and early
Renaissance,
early 3000s.
People would be trying to sort of like purchase eras of like stored meat, stored things.
Yeah.
Like, I really want the one from like the 2030s. You know what I mean? Like
it's a classic. It came with the Szechuan sachet. That's it. You could pour the Szechuan sachet all over it, and it would taste like the 1998. It tastes like 1984.
Forever. Limited, increasingly limited. Actually, not forever, increasingly limited supply. So it's like increasingly limited.
World's longest lasting burger. Down in the records, that's the world's longest lasting burger.
Longest lasting.
Still edible. Yeah, that's it. Longest lasting, unrefrigerated burger. That's it. Room temperature burger.
Room temperature burger. Room burger.
Definitely worthy.
Old people's time. I think.
Yep.
Look, you know what? We've actually smashed and added a few additional topics.
Extra content.
Yeah.
But what we have to talk about is the what is true value? Belief being the true value.
Belief is the true value. Yeah. Look, this. I mean, for me, on some level, it's quite a personal experience. And it would be the journey of me trying to launch SciTV in the end of the 90s. Having this idea and then writing the documents and pitching it to companies and getting companies.
I remember when you were doing that.
Yeah, man, it was.
Super keen to get the SciTV going.
But without going into
I think at that stage back then, I think it was too visionary. Like no one got it.
Sure.
Yeah,
because it was
too
the whole internet
like
that exists today. So I mean, it is probably a little bit far-fetched for them to believe.
Yeah. If you were to do the pitch today, it's like you've got all the tools.
Yeah,
all the tools are basically
believe it.
available now. So
people would believe it. It still isn't actually a full unit, but and sadly most of it went to ads instead of actually just simply paying for the service. That was the model. Was the Google model won out over the so the ad model won out over the money model, actually just paying fucking $1 a day.
Yep. In the long run, yeah.
But and then you just work out everything that is down to anyway, whatever. But the thing about it in context with the topic is, for me, is that where I actually now I'm recognizing right now, quite currently, is I'm recognizing is it was actually where I attempted to use belief as a currency, and I was shut down in that process, and in that shutting down, it actually damaged my sense of being able to believe I can do it, let alone because the externalized version of that kind of failed upon me. People attempt things and they fail in various ways, and so it's just a personal instance of this experience. I'm not trying to say some kind of particular extreme revelation here, but within this is actually the reality of it. It's like that. Well, for someone like Elon Musk, right? We perceive them as, say, for example, having lots of money, but actually what they have is lots of belief.
Yes,
and
believers, those willing to help and to propagate the belief,
hand the time. They use their words, to like proselytize, to like fund and support, the belief, and we invest like our units into these particular fucking belief systems. We still are subscribing to ways of being, and perhaps because we have like maybe our sort of general like life way of being like kind of managed, then we invest now in fantastical ones. Yeah, whatever that is, like technology, Samsung, Google, Apple.
That's it. Believe in your smartwatch.
Yeah, believing in your smartwatch, exactly. And you want to keep that growing. I'm going to give them another $700 so that I can like see the next exciting smartwatch that they're going to show me. Keep funding that, you know?
Yeah.
Or
well, the funding is part of the transaction movement process. But the belief is what's
it's the
actually
belief
keeping
in
them
it,
alive.
where the person's like subscribing to, and they show their worship of the belief.
Yeah, with pride, you know.
Oh, with resource and
You
time.
wear your symbolism with pride. Just like most Christians wear that little, little X around their fucking neck.
And if you look at, like, say, for example, like SciTV or PayPal, similar sort of periods in time, and both, like, whatever those models were, are around, on the internet, we're going to, like, have currency, and we're going to, like, transact, and then, like, they have some models and things, and then Musk is able to sell these things. So, like, he believed in that and was able to, like, sell belief in that. And because it was, he was also already believed in by potentially parents and other things that fund the potentiality. And
well, that's what a whole lot of that Kickstarter and fucking other, organizations like that, where you put your idea in and then people throw money at you. That is belief in its purest form.
It is belief.
Because half the time, they get the money and they just do the, skedaddle. They buy pizza and skedaddle. And then the other half is people who actually believe in it and get something done and take the money that you in belief that you've given to me and then build them a real product that they can no longer believe in but actually have in their hand.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Belief to delivering. That's it.
If you observe these people,
for me, my belief is that it needs to have a return. Like, I can't believe in something if it doesn't, manifest or have a return.
Yep.
Like, my belief will dissipate pretty damn quickly if there isn't something to back it up.
Like, you need a thing. Maybe not a material thing, but
no, well, not necessarily a thing, but it needs to be, manifest, as they say.
Need to manifest in some way.
It's all great to dream and put belief into shit, but there needs to be some manifesting at some stage. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. All right. I'm not going to keep on believing unless there's some manifesting going on. Yeah. And however that manifests, whether it be manifest the cunt took the money and did the skedaddle, fair enough, lesson learned, or the fact that, something actually manifested and became real and other people could appreciate and then, add their belief to it because now they got one. It's not, it's no longer a belief, it then becomes the truth.
It becomes the reality. Like, you believe in something, but and this is this thing of, like, putting these $700 in every couple of years to, whatever you contribute to, like, make the next, flat rectangular screen in your hand appear and push that forward. Because whatever you're paying for now, you're actually, it's
preceding the next generation or whatever.
Yeah, you're just paying for the
R&D for the next better thing.
So you can get one in another 7 years that's, like, up to date to whatever that level is.
No, true. So and that is based for everything.
This belief thing is very important though, because it's like, and it's very, like, there's a lot of, it's a bit hippie, in a way, but I'm reading, like, a webtoon, which is called World After the Fall, and I recommend it it's very long, but I recommend it. But basically the character's up to this part where at the moment in the story where they've realized, so essentially in this sort of alt world, he's become like kind of a god, and as a god you've got believers, and your world force that you can affect on other gods and in environments and battles and so forth is limited by your believers.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, so he puts effort into, I guess, in some way into increasing believers, but he then learns that what you can do is shed instances of yourself that are like ways of being and turn yourself into your own believers. And sort of this is a whole arc around basically, like, it is around clothes, and that we wear and shed clothes, and clothes are like, our sort of beliefs about our ways
transfer
of being.
Belief, yeah.
And he realizes that instead of having external believers, what you actually need to realize is that you have internal believers, and that you kind of access all of your instances of your own self that believe in you and the thing that you're doing. And then even in the least believing space, you have, like, this deep resource of, like, potentially
you have your own, potentially unlimited belief in thyself.
In thyself, And I think foundationally, like, one of the things that really irritates people about someone like, Musk is just a great example, is how much he believes his own bullshit. Well, no, man, that's the thing. Like, whether or not self-driving is coming out this year, really, he'll still say it is.
Yeah.
And he'll even, like, excuse himself. Oh, I believe it. No, man. Like, it's actually like a meme for him now to, like, be wrong.
Yeah.
And people like give him more money for being wrong because that means he's right.
Yeah. Well, it looks so real, it must be fake, right? It's all about belief.
Because I'm getting there. We're still getting there. Well, it is.
Rocket, space monkeys, that's it.
Yep, totally. It's hilarious. Like, it's like, here's the power of this belief system. And whether we're talking about the future of currency and sort of, and blockchains and the sexual alleged value that is assumed, like, in pure belief.
It'd be nice to have it balanced against something, but
no.
If it's just going to be,
because
you have to believe in it to give it structure and to give it fucking foundation, then fair enough.
Well, because
it doesn't matter if it's connected to anything.
Well, because as soon as you connect it to something like gold, or let's say just a thing, like, it could be anything physical, memory chips, right? They're in theory finite, and then it limits how much of it you can, how much growth can be had.
Well, that's when you create speculation and you can
believe,
do the
so you generate
lending and blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So you bank on belief, like, you can then you then just get infinity value.
It's like credit side. We all believe credit exists, right?
Yeah, until you just start.
We all have this belief that when we go to the bank and order a credit card with $2,000 on it, that we believe that money money's in there. And the bank lets us spend it like it's there. Right? But it doesn't exist. But when you have to pay it back,
it does.
It definitely exists, and it exists with interest.
Yeah. So your spending on it creates it.
Your spending or your belief in that money to get the things that you want created the value
to be
from your
paid.
belief. And therefore you have to pay it back because you believed that you borrowed that money.
That's right.
Yeah, even though that money didn't exist, and all you're doing is fractionally lending it, and then you'll be paying it all back, even though it doesn't exist and it never existed at all. You'll be paying it all back with interest.
The cost of belief, where belief itself has been hijacked.
That's it.
As opposed to you believing in something and it becoming real. You have
creating false value in a piece of paper with numbers on it, or numbers on a computer. That's right.
I can't create. I've got to get the other people to believe for that thing. And then
the only reason, the only reason you can't believe $1 million into your account is because you're on the wrong end of the system.
That's right. I totally can.
I can tell you, when those fucking money lenders want to believe there's $1 million, all they need to do on their end is then there's $1 million. Ding. Ding. All right? No. If they can overinflate and overvalue themselves to the government, any of these banks, then it doesn't really exist at all. That is the biggest drop as far as the whole what something is worth that everyone really needs to think about hard. Yeah. Your belief in it creates and sustains it.
So it's actually the...
Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. In the old days, you had to swap something for something. You didn't get that land unless you gave me gold.
That's right.
Yeah. These days, I can buy and sell stuff and I never even see any fucking money.
No, nothing
except numbers on a computer.
And if you're the one that makes the numbers, then you can do it. And if you don't, then you have to beg for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just do it.
And like I said, it depends on which side of the fence you're on.
That's it.
You can believe that you got $1 million in your account all you want, but unless you're on that side where you can put $1 million in your account, then it ain't going to be there.
No. Yeah. And if you can, that's a crime.
Because only we're allowed to do that.
That's right.
Just ask your local fucking federal bank.
No, only we can do the make-believe. Oh, really? But isn't that just make-believe? But only we're allowed to do the make-believe.
But we're the only ones allowed to make it go up or down.
That's it.
Depending on whether we want to capitalise by making it going down and you lose. So we buy, or we make it go up and you can't afford it and we win. Because then you've got to rent it off us. You'll never be able to buy it. You'll only be able to rent it.
That's it.
Welcome to capitalism.
Well, and just welcome to where, someone makes the law.
Well, if they got the power to make, money out of nothing, they got the power to make laws out of nothing, mate.
And that to support their ability to make the money out of nothing. To make it illegal to sleep or fucking have ablutions unless you have their money. Then you can pay.
Remember, you're in their factory, mate.
You're in their factory.
You're in their factory.
No.
All right. You can only spend their blue coins at the fucking factory,
But they don't need me in the factory for very much longer, my friend.
You can only spend their blue coins there, buddy.
They don't need me in the
just
factory
suddenly
for very
go,
much
oh, look,
longer.
here's a promissory note. I promise to pay you for this food at some later date. Here's my name and my details.
No.
And make your own money. You're not allowed to do that.
No.
You're not allowed to give your own promissory notes out. You're only allowed to use their promissory notes to get the thing that you want.
Yep. And you cannot access food. You cannot access shelter.
If you just grow it or you just try and make your own shelter, then we have people to facilitate fines for doing so.
Yeah, that's right.
How dare you without our permission.
That's right. You're not even certified to grow food. No, that food's unsafe. We're going to have to destroy it. People could be harmed by those fucking carrots because you're not certified to make carrots. You
don't own the blueprint to that vegetable.
No,
we do.
We do. And you have to come to our place to get the special paper that you can then show our people.
We'll never sell you original carrot. We'll sell you modified carrot because it's cheaper and it doesn't reproduce, so you can't make your own.
And if you start making your own, it might be unsafe. It could cause viruses that we don't know about. It could harm our carrots.
Even though we buy genetically manipulated seed, but you would get in trouble because you could possibly make it
genetically modified seed.
Yeah. You can make it worse because you can breed out the modifications, and we can't have that.
No. Man, it's the literally not even joking level.
Of
where
we're at. Where we're at.
Where we're at.
Sad but true.
The making food, sleeping, ablutions are all legal. You don't have no right, man. It's like wild. The only way out of it is to collect the blue coins and give it back to them.
That's it. Do the full circle jerk and give them back their own blue coins.
Get a blue coin, you suck my dick. But I would need to sleep, suck the dick, or no sleeping.
Suck a dick, or get on the production line. That's it.
Sleeping. Okay. Or be put in a prison. And now, like things like NDIS, right? Stuff like this. But people think that the public presentation is it's there to help the disabled. But what it actually does, functionally, is it turns the disabled into an industry, so they make money out of you being disabled. Because you can't work, so now they're going to make sure that you generate, by merely existing, an economy.
You
don't get any of it.
Have to support you.
You're just going to get literally fucking peanut butter on bread made for you. But out of that,
sloppy joes.
And barely maybe going to some meeting that, you pretend you care about. Like, and that's about it. You're going to get from it. Maybe someone's going to stretch your
directly
leg.
cooked on the hot plates. That's right.
Yeah.
Not even a pan.
No, but that makes a $45 billion industry for you to just get peanut butter on toast.
Yeah.
Be
appreciative that we've surrounded you with this umbrella of support.
Yeah, this umbrella. We took the rubbish out, and you got peanut butter on toast. Happy days, right?
That's it.
$400.
That's it.
$400. Because it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Because that
someone had to come in on there Sunday. Yeah. $400 an hour. That's right. Special rate.
Special gift. Gratitude. Yeah, that's it.
Don't worry, you don't have to pay a thing. It comes out of your account.
That's right. Yeah, we just creates the economy. So they've made people into an industry, right? Because they aren't able to contribute.
They are the product.
They are the product.
They are the product.
We just use them around them to make money, just to appear. Because
we hand them the funding to show that we're helping.
That's
and then
helping.
Little by little, all our crony mates milk the funding off you by doing things like taking their time off to make you a peanut butter sandwich.
That's right. Well, they underpay someone else to make cream off making you a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make a 15% service fee, 20 million, and superannuation is going to make it 11%, special 11% superannuation fee, and then the 25%.
The email we send you each month with the, you've got this much, you've used this much this month.
And then you need
here's our administration fee for sending you the email, and mate.
And then you got to, sorry, and you got to have the special other fee to the state government so that you're like accredited to be able to do the thing. You have to pay the WB.
That's it. And we all pay the, every bit of money we have to do the 10% GST as well.
So I forgot the GST.
Don't forget to dance on the GST as well.
GST, There we go.
Additional milkings. That's right.
That was out of the 45 billion. We claimed back 20.
4.5 billion. That's right.
Well, that's only 10. Like if you pull the other bits in the super and everything else, it's probably 45%. Like they're probably just pulling the person was there.
They put it into super. Yeah, I get it.
It's all
paying someone else's wages.
Things that we'll make money off now that might exist for you to buy a can of Coke in the future. There you go.
So you're not just getting your peanut butter sandwich, but you get a state-sponsored fucking can of Coke as well, with the government branding on it.
In 30 years.
Yeah.
Like one can of Coke.
One can every 30 years. That's right.
Yeah.
Bonus government Coke.
While we just make $1.5 trillion and give that to our American friends to lose in their fucking businesses.
That's it. We're all fucking laughing, getting our brand new, oceanside villas and mansions. That's it. Lots of cheap land going in California where all those mega mansions burnt to the ground. Lots of cheap land.
But no insurance, you have to be able to afford it.
Yeah. Well, you'll need overseas insurance because no one's gonna cover you. But if you go to somewhere like
you can afford another $1 million
insurance, you'll get coverage, but you may not get a payout. You might pay a lot of money, but you won't get a payout.
You don't even need a payout because you've got enough to buy another house.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're rich. You made a lot of money off that fucking, the early Leering Centre.
Early Leering Centre.
Early Leering Centre. You made a lot of money looking after them non-existent kids that never come to the Leering Centre. 100% occupancy, but 0 attendance. And then as soon as you get scrutinised, someone broke in and stole the records. Not true. The only reason you don't have any records is because no one knows how to use a fucking computer. That's a deal.
No one knows how to use a computer.
Yeah. You're teaching them your children's early Leerings, but no one even knows how to use a computer.
No. I mean, how do you get the Leerings and share them around? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I'd just be there staring at them with this look. That's what I'd be doing. Early Leerings. Yeah. Let them know. There's no smiley faces in the future. Give them the whole banker look. That's a good Leering going on there. Give them the banker look. Yeah. You're just money client. That's what I see when I look at you.
I'm seeing it. Okay.
I don't even see a human being. I just leer at you and see a paycheck.
Glowing undergarments.
Max Leering. Education's important, and leering is the most important thing about education. All right.
Yeah. If you're not being leered at, you just don't. Yeah. And knowing how.
Well, if you're not leering, then you're going to be Gerban.
Gerban.
If you ain't leering, you better be Gerban. I'll put it that way. And that's what I'm saying. These kindergarten kids, irresponsible, never going to kindergarten. Where's the kids? Yeah. No one knows. No one knows where the kids are.
We need them Gerban or leering.
That's it. Leering or Gerban. That's it. Either. Don't care.
This other thing, where they're off playing, doing whatevers.
Having a life. No way. Come on, get your act together. We need these kids being leered at 80 hours a week.
Yes.
Overtime leerings.
Because that is what's going to build our economy and make Australia strong. The only industry that's really left.
Using Minnesota as our prime example of how to do some good leering.
Maximum.
Taking a note from the American playbook.
Of
how to do the superior leering. Multi-billion-dollar leerings. No, education's important, mate.
Well, I mean, America's certainly putting that in perspective about what is going to be taught. It's important.
Understanding how to spelk, you know what I mean? Spelking is really important if you want to be educated and doing some real leering.
The slaving was a benefit. Leering, leering and how slaves got a lot of benefit. It was real advantageous. And be always grateful that you get fucking
Good
oatmeal.
money. It's great money.
Yeah, great. Oatmeal and a place to live. You know, without that gerb or that leering, how are you going to get oatmeal and sleep in a dorm? No dorm, no oatmeal for
That's
no
it.
leering.
Well, look, when you drop your kids off at the Leering Centre and you go to your medical job in the education medical centre,
Yes.
then you got to have somewhere where your kids can do some leering.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't feel like they knew you because you were leered at too. You know?
From the Leering Centre straight to the Leering, family medical centre. That's it.
And you just start leering back. The circle of leering.
Extra leerings.
Yeah. The circle of leering.
Leering for the community.
Financially responsible leering. Leering for friends.
There's many
and
ways
family.
to milk a system, and it's important to understand all the different methodologies for system milking.
GST and leering. How to claim.
Max leering. Keep them kids educated.
That's it.
It's important.
Export bonuses for maximum leering. If you can increase your
If you do it right, you could probably leer enough money out of the government to afford your own GDP back home. That's how much leering.
Yeah.
You could actually support your own country.
You could.
By doing some decent leering in other countries.
Yeah.
Educate them foreigners, mate.
Well, teach them how to put their credit card details
teach
in.
them the true meaning of English. All right. When it's your
Credit card
third or your
details
fourth language.
in.
That's right.
Like, bring that income into the country. You know,
Bags, suitcases full of money just flying in on planes, dropping off the millions made at the Leering Centre.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Real Talk is Cheap. Season X, my friend.
Episode 13. The finale.
Look at it. And
Finish him.
you did that well. It literally sounded like you pressed the special podcast X button or something like that and out popped to finish him. It was fantastic.
Purely inspired.
Genuine inspired. Yeah, we started late. We're at 2 hours 40, but I feel like we started at like 8:30 for me, so 7:30 for you. It was a bit later than anticipated.
It's all good, bro. We cracked through our talking points. So
I just want to say,
great work, man.
Also, the image quality, like on screen right now, the image quality at 100%
is superb.
So
and yes, those noticing, I have had a hole in my heart, all episodes, but it's okay. It's okay.
I didn't notice that.
I'm still able to create comedy even with a hole in my heart.
I noticed actually in the very VR Christmas, like my eye was I had holes all through me.
Yeah. Because of that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
It's okay.
Hang on, let's see if I can.
It's going to be a learning experience.
It's always what's the chroma key? Oh, well, it's on. Well, it must. I don't know that I can fix that.
No, one of my Venn diagrams had a very close to the chroma key colour, so I knew it was going to give me a hole in my heart. It's remained silent about it until the very end. So yeah, it's all good.
Even with no, it's still.
It's so close to the background colour. It's not funny. So I saw that when I turned around and went, okay, it's all right. There'll be a hole.
It's going to be a hole. He's got a hole in him. Yeah. Look, he's got a fucking.
That's where all the comedy comes out of. Hole in the heart.
Oh, the hole in the heart. Well, at least you think with your heart and not with your dick. And that.
Oh yeah.
Except when you can't help it. But then still no. Like the more you can lead with your fucking heart or your head or both, preferably.
Yep. Probably best if they both work in combination.
I believe so. Then you'll do all right.
And definitely listen to the gut.
Yeah,
Gut's going to tell you everything. Yeah. Especially when you're hungry, it grumbles a lot.
But we start going lower down the body, you just get some very point in time information that doesn't necessarily work out so well in the long term. Like it doesn't have much long term planning.
No. Yeah.
You offer some fucking sieve while it renders and shit. Like if we can finish that,
yeah,
or you get busted. He's busted.
I had a sort of a fairly active day. Cleaned up the house a bit. And
did you go for the out? Did you end up outing? Having an outing?
Yeah, got out and got some lunch for the boy.
Yeah.
The wander up and down the shopping centre and checking out the talent and the goods and services. We'll do some down the coastings next week.
Nice.
Sun and surf.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I managed to somehow get my washing done today in between the rain, and it was just sort of a windy day. It was cloudy, but I used the wind to my advantage to dry the various things and get
Helpings.
them. Yeah, I think so.
So we out?
I think I'm about to. Real Talk is Cheap. Season
Season
10. Season 10 is done.
Yeah, that's it.
Putting it
Goodbye.
to
See you, sayonara. And
Real talk is cheap, real fucking cheap, and the rest just squawk. Cheap, cheap, cheap.